Hiya guys, so this week I thought we would talk about some of the signs and some of the changes you may notice in your hamster as they start to age. Now, as we talked about last week, hamsters tend to start aging after they reach their first birthday, although noticeable signs of aging don't usually occur until after 18 months old. Every hamster ages differently. Some may age more rapidly over the course of several weeks, and some may age more slowly over the course of several months. Some may show more signs of aging than others, and some may show less. So I'm going to be talking about some of the most common and normal signs of aging in hamsters. Now, of course, do use common sense and don't just immediately presume if you see these signs in your hamsters that it is definitely caused by old age, as all of these signs can also be symptoms of other illnesses. So, for example, if your hamster develops these signs over just a couple of days, don't immediately presume it's old age, since age does happen over a long period of time. Likewise, if you have a young hamster, it's highly unlikely that these signs are going to be caused by old age. It's much more likely that they are a symptom of an illness. If you are concerned for your hamster's health, please don't hesitate to contact your local vet. This list is in no particular order, but we are going to start with one of the most common changes in older hamsters, and that is weight loss. As hamsters get older, it's very normal for them to lose quite a bit of weight over a long period of time, and it's normal for their body shape to start to look a little different. Now, younger hamsters tend to look like fluffy blobs with faces, and older hamsters tend to have a much more distinguishable body shape. There is a much more obvious difference between a hamster's head and a hamster's body as they start to get older. They sort of have a more defined neck area, unlike younger hamsters. Even though this weight loss is perfectly normal, it's still a good idea to keep track of your hamster's weight, as if they are losing weight too quickly, this can be a worrying sign, and you may want to go and consult your vet. Going hand in hand with weight loss is a decrease in appetite. It's normal for older hamsters to not eat as much as they used to when they were younger, and mainly this is because they don't do as much, they're less energetic, they're less active, and so they don't need as much food as they used to. Younger hamsters have a tendency to eat as much food as they can get their paws on, so with younger hamsters what I usually do is give them controlled portions to prevent them from becoming overweight. However, with older hamsters, they don't eat as much, and so what I do is I break that rule and I give them an unlimited amount of food. Now, many owners choose not to do this. It isn't a necessity and it's completely up to you if you want to, but I certainly find it helps to provide your hamster with unlimited food when it reaches the older stages of life, just to ensure that it's eating as much as it can. To go with these changes in appearance, you may notice that your older hamster is less shiny than it used to be. Young, healthy hamsters normally have quite glossy looking fur and shiny eyes, but as your hamster gets older, their fur will look duller and their eyes will look duller and drier as well. Not only will their fur start to dull, but you may notice that it starts to get thinner and maybe even go a little bald in some places. Fur loss is again very normal, however it is important that you check the skin in the bald areas to make sure it isn't dry or flaky or red looking, as this can be a sign of other health problems and you may need to get your vet's help with it. As your hamster gets older, as they lose body mass and muscle, and as they start eating less, you'll probably notice that your hamster is a lot less active as well. Old hamsters do sleep for a very long time, and that's really saying something when you're talking about hamsters, since they sleep for a long time anyway, regardless of age. A hamster that once had a regular sleeping and waking schedule may start to break that schedule. It may sleep more, it may be active at random times in the day and night, and it may become unpredictable. Going back to the topic of eyes, it's very normal for your hamster's eyesight to worsen in age. Now, hamsters are nearsighted anyway, so losing their eyesight or even partially losing their eyesight doesn't affect them that much. They may bump into things, they may fall off the shelf occasionally, but they usually get used to it quite quickly and it doesn't have a massive effect on their life. One of the biggest causes of blindness in old hamsters is a condition called cataracts, and this can be identified as a white film that appears over the eyes. It usually starts out small and then spreads over the entire eye until the hamster is completely blind. As your hamster's muscles become weaker, they may have more problems with mobility. They may find it more difficult to climb up ladders or up tubes. They may find it more difficult to climb on top of toys or even just to walk across their cage. You may even notice that your hamster shakes as it walks or even as it sat still. Now, these are perfectly normal, just like all of the other signs, but you may need to adjust your hamster's cage to accommodate for their disabilities. It's normal for hamster teeth to become weaker and more brittle as your hamster ages, and you may need to adjust their diet to cater for this. Now, I did cover this topic in a little more detail in last week's video, so if you're interested in watching that, it will be linked somewhere around here so you can go and check it out. The final sign on this list tends to come at a much later stage in your hamster's life, usually when they are coming closer to their final days, and that's heavy breathing. As your hamster's respiratory system becomes weaker, it can be very difficult for them to breathe, and as their immune system becomes weaker as well, they're much more likely to catch respiratory infections. Heavy breathing is much more noticeable in thinner hamsters and when hamsters are asleep. You'll notice that their chest rises and falls quite rapidly, and you may even hear a rasping or squeaking sound coming from them as they breathe. So like I keep saying, all of these signs are normal for a hamster who has reached their twilight hours. However, if you're really concerned for your hamster's health and you feel that these signs aren't being caused by old age or that they have come on far too quickly, then don't hesitate to seek out a vet. Remember that these aren't all of the signs of aging, they are just the most common ones, and some hamsters will experience extra signs on top of or instead of these ones. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up to help support the channel. You can also share this video with your friends, and you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!